Hi there, it's Tracy here from the Papercraft Studio. Thank you for joining me today. So I'm so excited to share this card with you. Look how cute that is. So it stands up like that, folds down like that, and it's a Valentine's card, and I'm only just in time sharing it as it's Valentine's Day tomorrow. But this was a class project we did in February, but I did a birthday version as well for those who didn't want to do the Valentines. So I'm going to show you how to make this. I'm going to leave my little love one here. Shall I put him? Yeah, let's stand him up like that. So the supplies you need are a piece of thick basic white cardstock, and this measures 8 by 5 3/4. You can make it 5.5 if that's better for your paper size where you are. You'll need some designer series paper from the Countey Floral Lane suite. Oh, sorry, I knocked my light. So 2 of these, and these measure 5.5 inches by 1 3/4 inches. You'll also need a piece of sweet sorbet cardstock. This also measures 5.5 inches by 1 3/4 inches. And you'll need some scraps of sweet sorbet cardstock to cut these layers here, and I've used the stitched rectangle dies for those. Let me just get the ones I've used. So I've got my little stash here from when I was doing my class. So I've used the 3rd and 4th biggest rectangles here for these 2 bits, and then the 2nd and 3rd long kind of rectangles for these bits here. So have I got my rectangles here to show you? Let me just see if that makes it a bit more obvious. Yeah, so I've used the 3rd and 4th on this section here, biggest, and then the 2nd and 3rd biggest in these longer rectangles there. I don't know if they'll still be hanging around much longer after this, because when we have the new catalogue, they have been in for a while, so who knows. If you need them, get them now, I would say. And I've got my letters here from the alphabet a la mode set of dies from the mini catalogue. And obviously, depending on which card you're doing, you either need the love or you need the letters for love or happy. And I'm just going to show you in here which sets we're using. So how cute are these? So this is the Love Cat stamp set on page 13 of the mini catalogue. They're just adorable. It helps if you've got a Stamparatus to stamp those. So I've used these 2 here, and then also I've used in here, let's see why I've marked this one. Oh, on the birthday version, I've used the Happy Birthday here and the Let's Celebrate, and this is from the Sentimental Park stamp set. This one here is just from the Love Cats as well. And then the last thing you'll need, and you see mine are a bit decimated here, these are, let me just get the name of them here, the 2022-24 in colour 6x6 Glimmer paper. So this is the Sweet Sorbet, and you get Parakeet Party, and so on and so on. And so I've used these because they match the designer series paper. But as I was using it for class, you'll be able to see all mine are all kind of cut up, and I've put some of the adhesive sheets on the back because they are quite fine to get the glue on. Okay, so is that what we need? I think that's all we need for now. Okay, so let's go ahead and score the base card. Get my Simply Score tool in. Okay, not leaving myself much room here. So on the long side, on the 8-inch side, you're going to score at 2 inches and at 4 inches, and that's that. So on the scoring, on the score lines here, fold it in half first, and then you're also going to fold this other fold here in the same direction. So you've kind of got those 2 folds going like that. So that's how it stands up. Okay, just going to go over mine a bit more because I'm using the wrong end of the bone folder for some reason. Okay, so let me show you how I went about stamping these. So I've got a piece here of basic white cardstock, and I'm going to cut out one of the smaller of the two rectangle pieces for each. Okay, so I'll go ahead and do that and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is the one on my happy birthday one. I actually stamped this, and the reason I wanted to stamp this is because I wanted this kind of line that he's hanging over. So I'll show you how I did that. On the love one, I haven't done that, so I'm just going to use this plain, but just in case you want to make the other version, you may need to play around a bit with your Stamparatus first, or you may choose just to stamp him on, but you need to stamp him kind of slightly over to the left, because you need to get the H, and then he's the A, and then the rest of the letters here, and I had to draw in the rest of that line there. So I've positioned him where I need him to be. So you'll need to just kind of figure that out, but it's kind of further over to this way. He doesn't sit, you know, happily straight. If you were just doing him on its own and not spelling a word, that's absolutely fine. Put him in the middle. So you may need to do this a few times. Just be careful you don't get any black around that edge. Okay, so let's stamp him, and because it's a solid stamp, this is a really good time to use your Stamparatus. There we go. Okay, and then what I did, I also stamped another one of these to cut out, because he's propped up there, I don't know if you can see, on dimensionals, because I just wanted to lift him up a little bit. So if you want to do that, that's fine. If you don't, no problem. So I'm just taking a black stamping right marker and just finishing off this line here. It doesn't matter if it's not perfect, because it's already got some little dotted bits on there anyway. Okay, so that's how I got him stamped in that position there. So I'm going to concentrate though back on this love one for now. So take your card base and your designer series paper and this strip of sweet sorbet paper, cardstock, sorry, and I'm just going to glue those on. So if you had the card folded as if it were a normal card opening like this, you want the sweet sorbet cardstock on the top one here, and then the designer series paper on the bottom one. So go ahead and pop those on. It's actually my daughter's birthday today, my eldest daughter Madison. She turns 17, and in the UK that means that they can start learning to drive if they want to at that age. So she has a lesson booked for this week, and she has a theory test booked as well, and we're actually going to look at a car tomorrow, so I'm really hoping it's a good little one for her, because obviously I want to get her something reliable. It's a really cute little Fiat 500, perfect size for her. Okay, so those two are on there, and then this other piece that you have of designer series paper, as you lift the card open, this is going to go down the bottom here. Okay, so like that. So let's go ahead and stick that one down as well. You can always add this one afterwards if you're not sure at this stage where to put it. I like to give my ladies a choice if it's something like Valentine's Day, because not everyone celebrates it. Yeah, so this card, the happy birthday card, is actually inspired by, I made this one for my daughter Bo for her birthday, which was in January, and I did the little brick wall here and the sky. I thought that was really cute, so I was like, oh, okay, I could do something with that. Okay, so with this one, we're not stamping on the little piece here, but we are going to cut him out. So we're going to fussy cut the cat, and it doesn't take too long. So do this whether you're doing the happy or the love. Just stamp another one, and let me get some snips. You're just going to cut around. So the trickiest bit on this one is the heart. Well, not the heart itself, the little dots. So I just got as close to them as I could, the little dots, without cutting them off. But actually my hearts did become detached the first on my actual card, so I just stuck it on separately. And these little dots here, and these little I didn't cut those ones off, I think I cut those ones off. So you know, nobody knows what it was like originally. Just cut off the bits that you can't figure out how to cut round. So I'll come back and show you that in a second. But equally, if you're doing the cute hangy cat, you're going to cut off the line. Oh, do it a bit slower than that. So cut off the line, and I also cut off his whiskers because they're going to show on the stamped version underneath. Okay, so I'll cut both of those out and I'll be right back to you. Okay, so just coming to the end of this little one here, and I did actually cut around his whiskers on this one because he's not stamped. And of course, if you hate fussy cutting, I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, you can just stamp him straight on. You know, you don't have to do this bit, but I just wanted him kind of propped up a little bit on there. So the beauty of our snips, I've already done that bit, is that they are super sharp and they get into those corners. So can I get that bit off? Have I done that bit? Yeah. So again, you're just going to snip down his little whiskers and take those bits out. So this is the most fiddly bit on this one, just be a bit careful. Can I get that one backwards? There we go. So cute, look at him. Okay, and with this one I left the little bit between his legs as well there, so he's just going to stick, am I still in shot there, right over the top of that one. He's going to go up on dimensional, so you see you still get the whiskers underneath there. So let's carry on with this little one here. So I've gone ahead and cut my letters because again that's it takes a little while, but you can choose, you know, a gradient here. You can see I've got maybe my H's here and my Y's here for the happy, so you can choose your gradient to go along, you know, to position them. Okay, so I've got some here that I cut out for my class ladies. These ones are left over, so I've got L, V and E, because obviously he's going to be the little O in this version. He's the A in the happy. So like I said, I went ahead and put some adhesive, so it's the adhesive sheets on the back of here. So you just position where you want these letters to be, and then he's going to sit there, but he's going to go up on dimensionals. So have him where you want them to be, and these can be a little bit fiddly. So just find the end of the backing here and then just pull that away. So obviously you want to try and get these all quite level and straight, but the good thing is they do kind of peel off if you don't quite get it where you want it to be. So let's put some dimensionals on him, and if you've got the set of black dimensionals as well, even better, because obviously if you're near the edge they won't show, but actually you can manage with these quite well, or with the minis as well. So you can either snip bits off the edge of these. I'm just looking to see if I can see some minis here. Sorry, arm in camera. Here we go. So I'm just going to snip one of these in half on here, because it is quite small under here, but I think it's really worth the effort to do this. So you just want to prop up his little heart on the end there, and probably the end of his tail. You can just put it down to see if you need, I need a bit of support under this bit here as well, so just gauge how many of these that you need. But if you have the black ones, you get the minis in black as well, so yeah, that'll be fine. Okay, so I'm going to get these backings off. I had this idea in my head for such a long time, and I wanted to get it out to my class ladies first before I shared it on excuse me, on my YouTube channel. Stay there. These are a bit fiddly to get the backings off, and I don't want to tear his tail, so just gonna tread carefully here. Okay, so I think that one shows a little bit, but There we go. So I'm going to line that one up, say about there. Oh, it's so cute. And then you can just have a look again to see where you want these two letters to go. So find the little end of the backing and then pop this in place. And like I say, if you don't put them down too heavily to start with, then you can move them around. And then the E, that will do. Cool. And then take a you can either use a light real red, or you can use the Sweet Sorbet blend here to colour in the heart, and I would do that on the other one there as well. When you're spreading out the letters for this one, the H and the P won't quite sit. There's nothing under this bit and there's nothing under this bit, so have a practice how you're going to lay them out first. And he again is just stuck on with dimensionals. To get this little birthday down here, just while we're talking about that one, it's a little trick for you. So like I said, I have happy birthday here, and you just take a post-it note and cover up the happy around there. I'm just going to hold on to that post-it note to keep it taut while I ink this up with Momento Ink. So I'm just essentially inking up the birthday. Try not to get it on my fingers. So it's fine to get it on the post-it note. That's no problem, because we're going to take that off. And then you've just got the birthday there. And then you're just going to stamp that one down there, because you've already got the happy on the letters and then the birthday down there. You'll do yours straighter, obviously. Yeah, so that's just a little trick for you. If you don't want all of the words on your stamp and you don't want to snip it, then that's what you do. Okay, so back to him. I'm going to put this one aside for a sec. So I've also gone ahead and cut my bigger layers in Sweet Sorbet. So with this one, we're going to also put some dimensionals on the back and layer it on that one. I'm really sorry if you can hear there's a little tune playing in the background. It's my new tumble dryer. At the end it plays, it's almost like an anthem. I don't know why it's so long, because honestly I know it's finished now, there's no doubt. But it's still going. Is it finished? I think it has. Finally. It is a good tumble dryer though, I'm very pleased. I had my other one. Actually, I bought the other one and my washing machine a couple of days before Madison was born. So there we go, 17 years it almost lasted, so it did really well. Okay, so pop that on in the middle. Oh, and also, I don't know if you can see here, this teeny tiny heart. That's also in the Alphabet a la Mode set. And I don't know if I've got a spare one here that I cut still in this little bag. If you do, pop it on. Maybe I had one in the happy. I don't know. I might have used them all in class because they were teeny tiny and hard to keep hold of. So yeah, so that little heart, that's where it's from. And I also cut it in the Glimmer paper. Okay, so we're going to move on to the sentiment now. So I've got on this one, Head Over Heels About You. On the happy, I've got the Let's Celebrate. But if you've got, well, if you've got this stamp set, you can use that because that's all in there. Okay, so just in black Memento Ink, Head Over Heels Over You. About you, sorry, not over you. Okay, so let's do that about there. And then we're going to put dimensionals on the back of here because we need it all propped up to keep this bit from sliding down. Oops, just knocked one of my little hearts off there. So again, more dimensionals. I'm just going to grab another set here because mine have just run out. It's quite dimensional heavy, this project, but I really think it's worth it. So pop some along here. He goes on this Sweet Sorbet layer here, just in the middle, and then pop that one over and you're going to do the same again. So this time I would do a couple of lines. I can't get these off for some reason. All fingers and thumbs. So yeah, so a couple deep and then 2 in the middle as well. Okay, so then we're going to position this, let me just check, kind of halfway along and halfway in the middle. So in the middle of the, the paper really. I'm going to do it so those hearts show at the bottom there. That looks quite cute. And the reason you need that height is so that this will then catch on here. If it doesn't stay, like mine isn't here, just reinforce that back fold, and then you'll have no problem. It will just hook on behind. Okay, so now we're going to attach this one. So I've lined it up with the bottom of this layer, and we're only going to put glue. Obviously, we don't want it on this bit at the top, so we're just going to put it kind of further down here. Glue or tape I would use for this bit. If you're not sure, don't go too far up, that's the key. Okay, so I'm just going to lie that down a second. We're going to put it right at the bottom here and center that pretty much. And then you can always bend it backwards if you want to just press it down. And then that, if we squeeze this again, will sit on there. How cute is that? Okay, so finally we've got these little hearts. These are in the main catalogue, I think, and I've coloured them with the Sweet Sorbet blend, and you can do that with most of our little what are these called? Sticky bits, like rhinestones and things like that. I can't think what they're called. So they are, where are they? Up here. So Heart Pearls, number 9 on page 143. So yeah, you can colour those. So, but they do jump around, so be careful because I've lost a few along the way. So I'm going to put one of the bigger ones. I've gone ahead and coloured these so they're dry. So one of the bigger ones there and a smaller one. Ooh. And if you go over them a couple of times, they'll get darker in colour if you want a darker colour on there. And then on this one, I just finished it off with a couple of rhinestones. So there we have it. I hope you really enjoy making this project. It's my favourite one I've designed for a long time. So my Love Cats Valentine's card. Take care. See you soon. Bye.